I'm here with Rob Brown, Chief Revenue Officer at mprs. How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Dmitri.
Yeah, great to have you. I'm really excited to talk to you. We're trying to come up with some examples whenever we talk about one of the revenue multipliers in tech, and we've been talking about revenue recovery. What is mprs, and how does it relate to our topic of revenue recovery?
So, mprs is a administration company that focuses solely on master point royalties. So, those are the royalties that an artist will normally give to a producer, mixer, engineer, and in some cases, a top line songwriter across all of the projects that they're working on. So for a producer, that can mean that they have multiple streams of income coming from multiple labels representing multiple artists. In terms of revenue recovery, um, the issue that we come across is the fact that because it's such a fraction of a fraction, lots of details can get lost, and in that way, income can get lost. So we focus on recovering it.
Wow, that's so interesting to think about because you're right. The producers are doing maybe a little bit or a lot, but across a lot of different songs, right? And a lot of different productions. And so I could see where it would be hard to keep track of everything.
Absolutely. I think if you look at it in comparison with publishing, a producer will have one publishing company, and that company will administer everything that they work across. Whereas with points, because they're working with artists across multiple labels, until Empress, there wasn't really a company to be able to keep a track of all of the projects that they're working across and making sure that everything is being paid through as intended.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm already seeing some picture, and I've heard, that sometimes rights will kind of get or royalties will get locked up because there's three artists all at 33.33%, and since that last 0.01% hasn't been assigned, which could be a producer for all we know, no money gets released as well. So it actually can help their collaborators as well.
Oh, absolutely. There's lots of reasons why producers don't get paid on their production points. Sometimes it's to do with other parties related to the project itself. What we find the most, though, is hiccups in the actual paperwork. So it can be something as simple as the agreement not being fully countersigned, or the letter of direction to the label not being given to the label, or it could just be something being missed from the registration by the label side, and everything in between.
Got it. So we talked a little about the importance of it. How much money is at stake, and how do you use technology to help increase those revenue numbers?
It's a good question. I think, well, firstly, there's a lot of money at stake. I was listening to your podcast a little while ago, and I think it was Jade who had made the analogy of um, the music industry being a similar size to Starbucks, and publishing kind of being akin to the food. So I think if you think about the rest, so uh, the music recording side being the drink, Empress is kind of like the lid on top of each cup. So we are a fraction of the kind of very significant portion of the industry. It's just that it's something that you don't necessarily think about. So that's why there is quite a lot at stake. In terms of how we use technology, we focus on looking at the details. So our technology uses the statements that our clients receive from the labels alongside the contract information that we pull on behalf of our clients, and to see, and also the market data available to us to make sure that what's being paid out is correct based on streaming numbers, but also correct based on the terms that our clients has agreed to.
Got it. What's the magic that Empress gives producers? I'm curious about like the secret sauce, or how it's special and gives them superpowers.
Our secret sauce superpowers would be transparency, I think
Mm.
predominantly. I think similar to Jason at co-signing Cobalt, our focus is about making sure that our clients have a clear picture as to where their money is, when it's coming, and what the reasons are for it maybe not arriving as yet. This particular area of the industry, because of how fractionalized it is, it's very difficult for someone to look at in the same way as they would their other music assets. And so
Mm.
through our technology, so through our portal, for example, our clients are able to see their entire points discography on one page as one total sum that allows them to see how they want to move with their catalog going forward and what other projects they might want to do and which direction they might want to take it.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Just like having it all gathered in one place can give you kind of ideas about where's my focus, where do I want my focus to be, how else could I leverage what's specific about this fractional catalog, basically.
Absolutely. I think the the ability to see everything at once and to make decisions based on the whole just gives more options to our clients. So another example of how we provide optionality is through providing advances. So we are one of the very few companies that are able to provide advances across this kind of multi-label discography. Um, that's something that gives our clients the ability to maybe take a pause when it comes to other deals that they're thinking about. Maybe it's publishing deals or other deals where there's a large advance at stake that they want to take their time to gain leverage. That gives them the ability to have some liquidity and to also kind of make decisions based on something slightly more strategic other than financial.
That sounds like the technology itself is creating new opportunities by gathering everything together.
Absolutely. I guess to the kind of furthest extent of that, this technology and all the data that a client is able to see at once allows them to plan even further into the future in terms of whether they want to sell this catalog. Having worked on the acquisition side of things, one of the big factors for sellers in the market or buyers in the market is the clarity of data information. And so when you have an administrator, be it on the publishing side or be it on the mprs side, a buyer can see all of the data in one place and can come up with a multiple that is easy to identify. And obviously, by having an administrator such as mprs, you're ensuring that the multiple that is being provided is of the highest amount.
Got it. So, if you had one tip for producers on this topic of revenue recovery, what would it be?
One tip. Um, One tip, take it seriously. Take your points seriously as you do your publishing. So that means, to me, as someone who has a law background, keep all of your contracts, keep everything in a Dropbox or in an email folder or whatever. Um, it is the thing that would allow you to have the most amount of leverage in all of the conversations with um, either the labels who should be paying you or the artists who maybe haven't had all of the documents signed, and also with companies like mprs who can provide optionality in terms of advances and things of that nature.
Nice. Who would benefit most from reaching out to you at Impress? I mean, you've mentioned producers, so there's obviously producers. I don't know if there's other categories that fit in well with the way that you guys are tracking revenue and royalties, or if there's a particular type of producer, a certain scale they should be at, or certain scenes or genres where they need the most help, or anything like that.
Good question. I think we're a pretty broad church in terms of who we apply to. So you touched obviously producers, producers of any genre. We're not genre specific, um, but also mixers. Mixers probably work on more projects year to year, just purely because of the amount that they can churn through. Composers who work on film scores, who receive residuals from production companies, or even people who work on productions for gaming, for games, but also executives. So music executives who often receive executive production points when working on albums, so maybe A&R execs and other people in that space. But also we have clients who are funds who have also acquired catalogs and are looking to make sure that what they've acquired continues to be collected, and any money that is lost can be easily found, and everything in between. But in terms of size, this is actually a conversation I had with someone today. I think we always recommend anyone getting involved in an administration process as soon as possible. But I think the question as to whether it makes sense is very much dependent upon the client themselves. Like, you have to want your business to be as neatly managed as possible for it to feel like the right thing to do. So that can be someone who is just getting a bit of traction through a couple of tracks that's doing really well, all the way through to someone who has a world-renowned catalog, and they're thinking about estate planning. So if it means anything to you and you want your music to be taken, or this portion of your catalog to be taken as seriously as everything else, then we're for you.
Amazing. Rob, thanks so much for coming and sharing what you're doing at Empress.
Thank you very much.